Hello students. In this video I am going to explain you about the electromotive force, cells in series and parallel. Let us first have a brief introduction of a cell. A cell is a source of electrical energy which maintains continuous flow of charge in a circuit. It has two rods called electrodes or plates. They are immersed in a liquid called electrolyte, due to which one of the rod becomes positively charged and the another becomes negatively charged. And when these two rods are connected by a wire, charge begins to flow. That is, cell changes chemical energy into electrical energy. Now, to maintain a continuous flow of charge in an electrical circuit, work has to be done by the cell. That is, due to the chemical reactions, energy is liberated and it maintains flow of charge in the circuit. So let us now start with the video. EMF of a cell, that is electromotive force. It is the maximum potential difference between the two electrodes of a cell when no current is drawn from the cell. That means when the circuit is open, then whatever is the potential difference between the electrodes of the cell, that is termed as the EMF or electromotive force. It also depends upon the nature of the electrodes and the nature of the electrolyte of the cell. So EMF is dependent upon the nature of electrolyte and the nature of electrodes. Now, internal resistance of a cell. It is the resistance offered by the electrolyte and the electrodes of a cell to the passage of electric current through the cell. For a new cell, the internal resistance can be low, but generally as we keep on using the cell, its value increases, but slowly. This internal resistance depends upon the following factors. That is, it is directly proportional to the distance between the plates. It is inversely proportional to the plate area immersed in the electrolyte, like this. Also, it depends upon the nature and concentration, also on the temperature of the electrolyte. So we can say that this internal resistance is a part of energy given by the cell, is dissipated as heat. So we can say that due to this internal resistance, a part of the energy given by the cell is dissipated as heat inside the cell itself. Now there is one more term, that is terminal potential difference of the cell, that is V. It is defined as the potential difference between the two electrodes of a cell in a closed circuit. Now see the difference. This terminal potential difference is the potential difference when the circuit is closed, and EMF is the potential difference when the circuit is open. The terminal potential difference depends upon the resistance between the two terminals of the cell and the current flowing through the cell. So it depends upon two factors, the resistance and the current flowing through the cell. Now let us understand it in detail. For this, let us consider a cell with an external resistance capital R as shown here in the figure, with EMF E. A current I flows through the circuit as is shown here, like this. The direction of the current is from C to D through the resistance R, and to complete the circuit from N to P through the electrolyte, having internal resistance small r. Here the resistance is small r. A potential difference of V volt exists between the electrodes, that is between P and N terminals. If this resistance is finite value, that means if this resistance is existing, then what will be the value of the current? If this resistance is infinite or open circuit, then the value of the current will be different. So let us understand that. if this resistance is infinite or open circuit, current flowing through the circuit will be 0. See here, that is, this terminal is open circuited. From here there is no resistance. So if it is open circuit, that means the current flowing through the circuit is 0. Thus EMF will be equal to the potential difference between the electrodes when no current is flowing in the circuit. That is, EMF will be equal to potential difference, that is V. The above cell can also be drawn in this form, that is external resistance R, and the entire cell can be represented by a symbol of the cell, that is a terminal representing positive and a small terminal representing negative. If this external resistance R is a finite value, then definitely the current will flow, and the potential difference between the terminals P and N can be written as V is equal to E minus IR, where R is the resistance of the electrolyte. Now this product IR is called as back EMF. Why it is back EMF? Because it is opposing the flow of the current through the cell. Also, the direction of the current is opposite in the electrolyte from B to A. You can go back and see the direction of the current in the electrolyte is from B to A, and in the external circuit the direction is from C to D. Here it is from B to A. So we have put a negative sign here, that is minus of IR. Also from Ohm's law, the potential difference can be written as V is equal to IR. Putting down the second equation in equation number 1, we can rewrite it as IR is equal to E minus I small r. Rearranging it so that we can get the value of the current, that is I is equal to E upon R plus small r. Also we can observe from here that the maximum current which can flow through the circuit is when this external resistance is 0. If it is 0, the maximum value will be simply E upon R. Now let us discuss the grouping of the cells. A cell is a source of current, and every time in all circuits we cannot derive the desired current from a single cell. So to get a strong current, 2 or more cells are to be combined together, and this combination of the cells is called a battery. This cell combination can be done in the following ways, that is in series and in parallel. So let us discuss the series combination of the cells. Two cells are connected in series if the negative terminal of one cell is connected to the positive terminal of the other cell. Look here, the negative terminal of the one cell is connected to the positive terminal of the other cell. The two cells are having internal resistance of R1 and R2. Let VA be the potential at A, VB be the potential at B, and VC be the potential at C. Also let the current I flows through the circuit from C to A. The potential difference AB, that is VA minus VB, or you can say the potential difference across AB, will be written as E1 minus IR1, as we have just discussed. Now the potential difference across the terminals B, C can be written as VB minus VC, where it is E2 minus IR2. Now if we add these two equations, if we see carefully, here it is VB is positive and here VB is negative. When we will add these two equations, these two VB terms will cancel each other, and we are left only with VA minus VC on the left hand side, and on the right hand side all these four terms will appear. Let us see how. So VA minus VC on the left hand side, and on the right hand side all four terms are there. but VA minus VC is actually the potential difference across the terminals AC. That means the two cells in series combination can be represented as a single cell having an equivalent EMF, which is written in this manner, and an equivalent internal resistance written in this manner. How it will be expressed? See carefully in the equation. E1 plus E2 can be written together and the rest over terms can be written together so that the internal resistance forms a single term. So the equivalent EMF will be sum of the two EMFs of the cells, and the equivalent resistance will be the sum of the two internal resistances of the two cells. So the series combination is replaced by a single cell having EMF with the given above and the internal resistance given by the sum of the two internal resistances like this. Now let us discuss the parallel combination of the cells. Two cells are said to be connected in parallel if the positive terminal of each cell is connected together and the negative terminal of each cell is connected together. See here, positive terminal is connected together to a point B1 and the negative terminal of both these cells are connected together at B2. Let I be the total current flowing through the circuit from C to A. As there are two branches, let the current in one of the branches represented as I1 and in the other branch let the current be represented as I2. This is the total current I, so it will be the sum of the two branches current, that is total current can be written as I1 plus I2. Let V be the potential between the terminals B1 and B2 and V1 be the potential at B1 and V2 be the potential at B2. So the potential difference between B1 and B2 can be written as V is equal to V1 minus V2. For the first cell, V is equal to E1 minus IR1 as we have just discussed. For the second cell, it is V is equal to E2 minus IR2, again in the same way. Now let us find out I1 from equation number 2 and I2 from equation number 3 and put back in equation number 1. And what is equation number 1? See here, equation number 1 is total current I is equal to I1 plus I2. So the total current I is equal to I1 we have obtained from second equation and I2 we have obtained from third equation. Adding the two terms carefully, we have obtained total current equation as this. After simplification, we have written in terms of the potential difference equation, that is V is equal to some expression minus I into some expression. That means this will be the equivalent EMF and this term will be the equivalent internal resistance, like this. That is, the parallel combination of the cells can be replaced by a single cell between AC as shown with equivalent EMF E equivalent and equivalent resistance as R equivalent. The values are as we have just obtained after simplification. Now let us understand better with the help of an example. There are two cells of EMF 1.5 volt and 2 volt having internal resistance of 0.2 ohm and 0.3 ohm which are connected in parallel as shown. We have to find the EMF and internal resistance of the equivalent cell. As we can see in the figure that two cells are connected in parallel, so we will apply the parallel combination formula as we have derived earlier. Putting down all the values, the EMF of the first cell is 1.5. Internal resistance of the second cell is 0.3 ohm. EMF of the second cell is 2 volt and internal resistance of the first cell is 0.2 ohm divided by the sum of the internal resistances 0.2 plus 0.3. So we will get the overall EMF as 1.7 volt. Now to calculate the equivalent resistance for the parallel combination, it will be R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2. Putting down all the values, we will get as 0.12 ohm. Now let us understand one more example. A cell of EMF E and internal resistance R gives a current of 0.5 ampere with an external resistance of 12 ohm and a current of 0.25 ampere with an external resistance of 25 ohm. Calculate the internal resistance of the cell and the EMF of the cell. That means what we have to calculate, we have to find out the value of the internal resistance and EMF of the cell. Now to calculate, we have to apply the Ohm's law, that is EMF is equal to I into R plus small r, that is external resistance plus internal resistance. Putting down all the values for both the cases. For first case, the external resistance is 12 ohm as is given in the question, and internal resistance we need to calculate. The current for the first case is 0.5 amperes. For the second case, the current is 0.25 ampere, it is given in the question, and external resistance is 25 ohm and internal resistance we need to calculate. From the above two equations, the left hand side terms are same, so we can equate the right hand side term of both the equations. We will obtain this equation. After simplification, we will obtain internal resistance as 1 ohm. Now we can put down this value of 1 ohm in any of the two equations and we will obtain the EMF as 6.5 volt. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.